Good morning. Thank you all for joining us today. My name is Zainab, Z-A-I-N-A-B, Chaudhry, C-H-A-U-D-R-Y. I am the Director of Maryland Outreach at the Council on American Islamic Relations. We are the nation's largest Muslim civil rights and advocacy organization. First, I'd like to thank the media for making it out on such short notice, and I'd also like to thank our community partners, the law enforcement community, the interfaith community that has shown up to express solidarity and support for the victim of a horrific and brutal crime that took place on Wednesday morning on Albemarle Street right behind us. We call this news conference, first of all, to express our strong support and sympathy for the victim and for his family in this very difficult time, and to strongly condemn this brutal act of violence that has become, unfortunately, all too common within our beloved city. We are here to not only denounce this horrific crime, we're also here to call on the perpetrators, the suspects in this incident, to come forward. You are better than this. Our city is better than this. This cannot be who we are, and we encourage you to come forward to help us serve justice for the victim and his family, and to help move our city forward in the right direction. Today you will hear speakers from the law enforcement community, from the interfaith community, from CAIR National, who will be talking a little bit about this incident itself, and also providing hopefully solutions on ways that we can move our city forward and help prevent these kind of incidents from happening again. First, I would like to call CAIR National Executive Director Kathy Lang to say a few words.
Thank you, Zainab. Good morning. My name is Nihad Awad. N-I-H-A-D-A-W-A-D, the National Executive Director of CAIR, the Council on American Islamic Relations. Thank you all for coming, and we thank our community supporters and representatives of the police and the interfaith community for showing up to express an outrage about what happened just a couple of days ago, just behind us, a few feet behind us. And also to stand here to show solidarity and sympathy and support to the victim and his family. We're not going to disclose his name for his safety, but we're telling him that we are here for him. And we're here to say that we're not going to tolerate any brutal attack on innocent people going about their lives, not provoking anyone to attack them. This victim was attacked without provocation. I saw the video and I felt sick to my stomach when I saw how he was approached and he was knocked down. We should keep in mind that the fact that this very important citizen of our community, a civilian employee of the police department in the city of Baltimore, is a respected person in our community. He was just walking and suddenly he was attacked. We should keep in mind that he was also dressing religiously. He had a religious attire. His kufi was knocked out, and he was knocked down and brutally was assaulted. So we ask the police and the investigators not to rule out any biased motivation in this crime, given the climate, the political climate that we see around us under this administration, where people of color and minorities have been targeted by certain discriminatory and biased policies against us. So it could be a robbery, but also we should not rule out the element of a hate crime. We put out a reward, and we thank the agencies who put forward up to $30,000. Someone knows something, and we urge young people and those who know about this crime to come forward and help resolve this crime. The message is no one should feel unsafe walking in the streets of Baltimore because of who they are. And as a community, we have to work together to clean up our streets from criminals and make sure that everyone who's walking in these cities are safe about who they are, about their religious identity, and about their families. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to call Deputy Police Commissioner of Operations, Michael Sullivan.
First, I want to thank CAIR for inviting us here today. I think this is very, very important that we have not just CAIR, but the entire interfaith community here supporting and showing outrage for this incident. And we as a community in Baltimore need not show outrage just for this incident, but for any incident of crime that occurs on our city streets. We're working very hard and very diligently, not taking any information that we get and taking it to the furthest steps to make sure we investigate this crime fully. And I have full confidence that we will bring this case to closure very, very soon, and we'll present all the evidence to the state's attorney's office.
Next, I'd like to call Chief of External Affairs with the Office of the Baltimore City State's Attorney, Ms. Nicole Harris-Crest.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to thank all of our community partners once again for having us here today. Our office expresses similar outrage regarding this situation that's happened with the victim. Again, we reiterate that no person in Baltimore City should have the unfortunate situation that this victim faced, walking in the streets of Baltimore, simply going about his daily business and have to be assaulted in this way. And so we stand today with community and partners expressing our outrage, our concern, and our dedication to, once the suspects in this case have been found, that we will prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law. Our office has reached out to the victim. There are a number of services that we have available with our Victim Witness Services Unit. We've offered those services and will continue to do so for any victim of crime, to let them know that they're not alone. We're here from them, and together we're stronger. State's Attorney Mosby often speaks about the importance of community voice, and I echo that importance today, that I would also encourage that for folks in the community who might have seen something, that they should not feel afraid. We're much stronger together, and we encourage you to stand forward, come forward, and speak out about what happened so that we can get justice for the victim and for our community. Thank you.
I'd like to call Rabbi Eitan Mintz from B'nai Israel Downtown Synagogue.
Good morning, everybody. First and foremost, I'm here in solidarity on behalf of the downtown Jewish community. We saw the horrific incident of violence, the assault, the attack on a fine brother who was walking right over here. Our synagogue is 3 blocks up the road over here, right here in Jonestown, the oldest historic synagogue in Baltimore. I live 1 block away with also 4 children who wear religious garb on their heads, skull caps as well, just like this individual who was assaulted. And it's, as everyone has been saying, it is so important that, of course, each Baltimore citizen is comfortable walking down the street without being in fear of what they're wearing and what's upon their head. I also ask, and we have to make sure that this hatred and this violence, you saw the terrible way. This wasn't just a crime of convenience, but you saw the brutal attack constantly hitting over and over again this gentleman's head straight into the pavement. Really brutally, could have really done tremendous damage to him. Right now, we just have to come together as a community, make sure that love overcomes hate, that fear is overridden by love and passion, and that we all come together and show our solidarity and empathy. And I thank all of our brothers and sisters from the Islamic Society, from CAIR, from the police department, from everybody who is here today. We also want to contribute towards this efforts, and the synagogue as well wants to contribute $1,000 towards the finding of anyone who could lead to a tip to the finding of who perpetrated this terrible assault.
Thank you so much, Rabbi. Your words are very powerful. They mean a lot to the Muslim community. I'd like to call Imam Hassan Amin to share a few words.
Good morning. Imam I-M-A-M, Amin, last name A-M-I-N. And so my message is really towards the perpetrators. I want to encourage you to turn yourselves in. You're captured on camera. People saw your face. And so it's not too late for you to turn yourself in. God can see a black ant sitting on a black rock on a black night. So you very well know what you did, and so it's recorded. So I encourage you to turn yourself in, either go to a local police district, even possibly go to a church, a mosque, or a synagogue that give you some comfort and then they can walk you to the police station. But from now on, you're going to be looking over your shoulders. Stop looking over your shoulders and turn yourself in. That is my appeal to you from my standpoint as a religious leader in this community of Baltimore City, so we have no more actions like this. And those who want to do this kind of action, destroy this beautiful city, this beautiful name of our city, please stop doing that and destroying Baltimore City. This is a place where people live, where people work, where people play, where people worship. This is a beautiful city. Let's keep it beautiful. So stop what you're doing and be more positive in your response to what your needs are. And we're here to help you. If you need it, just come to the local mosque, synagogue, or church, and we can help you out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I'd like to call Imam Earl Al-Amin from the Muslim Community Cultural Center of Baltimore.
Good morning, everyone. I'm echoing what Imam Amin has said, but I'd like to say that it is our community and it's our responsibility that our citizenry here in Baltimore City must step up so that we can negate some of these activities, these heinous activities that have been taking place. We must have a solid respect for human life. The human life is sacred, and we must respect the sacredness of the human life. So we're calling on you young people to support being loving, being kind, and being respectful to all human beings. Thank you very much.
Finally, I'd like to call Mr. Rashid Aziz from the Citywide Youth Development, encouraging him to share a few solutions that he himself has been able to put forward and ideas that ways other community members can also step up.
Good morning. Unfortunately, I'm here on a day where we've had an incident that is a constant in this city. My name is Rashid Aziz. I represent Citywide Youth Development. I'm the executive director. It's a nonprofit organization that specifically provides solutions for crime and poverty through utilizing the tools of manufacturing entrepreneurship. I, along with other colleagues, work with young people in Baltimore City. Unfortunately, the image of Baltimore City is being maligned by consistent activities such as this. One of the solutions that we feel that we can embark upon is empowerment. We have to empower individuals with activities, opportunities, and hope. So one of those initiatives that hopefully can steer young adults towards such reckless behavior is empowering them economically through manufacturing initiatives, through job creation, through tools of self-empowerment and employment. In this particular case, again, this is our community. We're not going to stand for these type of activities in our community. And hopefully, with enough momentum from other organizations like Keys Development and the initiatives that CAIR and the imams locally do here, we can kind of stem the tide of such reckless behavior. But what we have to remember, in America, we create these environments. Young people in this country are fed a steady diet of violence, of rape, of crime, of ignorance through music, television, radio, etc. So as members of this society, we have to understand part of this, again, we have to take blame for. Thank you.